Beautiful day to buy a camper. We're out here at Camping World in Buford, Georgia, under the great big American flag. You can't miss it. We're right off of 85, 2289 Rock Quarry Road here in Buford. Look us up online or come see us. When you get here, ask for J.R.V. Mitchell.
Hey folks, let's talk about Campsite Elite's newest fifth wheel, the 36AK. This is a fifth wheel where you have essentially a rear den, a mid-kitchen, and then just a ton of bedroom space up front. This really is a great coach for a couple. If you're looking for something that's a little bit bigger, has a lot of space, and really just a great layout. It is a bath and a half floor plan as well, which I really enjoy. When it comes to floor plans, again, I just think they did a fantastic job. So let's kind of go through and kind of show you what I like, what I don't. Again, this one is going to be built mainly for two. Yes, we do have additional beds in some of the couches and stuff for guests. We'll kind of start in the back and then make our way forward, but kind of right here in the back, right? One of the things you'll notice right away is how expansive it is, how much space you have, and that's because you have a slide on both sides. In the industry, what we generally say dual opposing slides. You can see how it's nice and open here in the back, the main living area. And not only do you have the sofa on the side, but then you have the sectional. And I really like that they put the sofa here. A lot of times in a floor plan like this, they end up putting a table back there and it's a little disjointed. I think this is a way better setup in having the sofa here. And yes, that is a tri-fold sofa that does fold out into some sleeping space. We have additional sleeping space right over here. You have some recliners here as well, so that way you can kick back and be able to watch this monster TV. I also really like what they did with the side. You see that they have some shelving space. So, you know, it fits me. I'm putting some knickknacks there, maybe some decor. Maybe I'm going to show off my fantasy trophy. Just kidding. It's not the most appropriate one. I got last place. If you've ever seen the show The League and you know what the Sacco is, yeah, still worth displaying. Right up top, you can see a bunch of storage space there. Huge fireplace down below. Now, not only does this look really nice, the thing I do like about this is it is additional heat. So if it's fall, a little bit colder, maybe it's a chilly night, you can kick that sucker on, be able to have that, that heat here in the main living area, just kind of help take that chill off. You also see decent storage. I just kind of want to open this up just to show you kind of what you're working with, because sometimes, right, storage space is a little deceiving. It looks way bigger than what it is. That is not going to be the case here. I also do want to point out the fact that you have electrical outlets as well as USB ports on kind of both sides there for a little bit of additional charging. As we mentioned, this is going to be the sectional sofa. Let me just give you a little bit different view here. Great seating, so everyone can kind of sit around. You know, you can easily sit, you know, 4 people here, maybe 5 if you have someone small that wants to sit crisscross applesauce in the corner there. And then the windows, right? I like the window treatments here on the campsite. They're just so simple. They don't have like the big chunky valances on the side, right? It's just nice wood trim. You have the blackout roller shades on there as well. They do give you windows in the side of the slide box. And as you can see, those do open so you can have some good ventilation through here. And so I think that is going to be a big plus. Now, if it does get really hot and you want to run the AC, this one does have dual 18K BTU ACs in it. So you will definitely stay nice and cool. You'll see that that is going to be ducted kind of all the way through. You also have that ceiling fan, again, just in case you want to open some windows up and have the natural airflow through here. Speakers in here as well. You'll have one here, one kind of, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but kind of tucked away right up there. So if you want to listen to some music, that's nice and easy to do so. And as we talked about, this folds out into the bed. You'll also see there isn't any carpet in here. So this is going to be a lino. It just looks seamless. You know, you can hardly see where that slide out is, but it really does just give a nice aesthetic for the eye, right? It has a good flow. Freestanding table and chairs, I think, is an excellent choice in this floor plan. That way you don't have a dinette that you have to worry about. I shouldn't say worry about. I guess the biggest thing about the freestanding table and chairs that I like is it gives you more flexibility for space. You know, if you're a little bit bigger, you know, I'm not the smallest guy in the world. I can pull this out and have space. It's not going to be fixed like it would be in a dinette. Plus, it just looks a whole heck of a lot nicer. I like a little caddy right here as well, whether you want to put plates, napkins, you know, some condiments in there. It gives you the ability to do that. And again, we talked about windows. You have windows across this entire slide box here. As far as slide height, that is not going to be an issue at all. I'm 6 foot tall. I have like a foot here, right? So you're gonna be able to get up out of the furniture, not have to worry about hitting your head rather, That's going to be a big plus here too. As far as the kitchen, you have a U-shaped kitchen. One of the things I really enjoyed that Campsite Elite did is they added this little doggy station. How cool is this? So you have a water spout right down here for super easy water fill. There's enough space for dog food there as well. If you bring your furry friend with you, I love this addition. You'll also see some additional storage right over here, just trying to utilize all of that under counter space. And you have a couple outlets here. And if you notice, this sticker right here shows that these are prepped for an inverter. We'll kind of see that throughout. Almost every outlet in the kitchen is going to be prepped for that inverter. So if you do choose to have that installed, you can have the inverted outlets. Now, again, this is not a small fifth wheel, so I don't know how long or how many times you will be camping when you don't have full hookup or electric, but that is an option if that is something you desire. As soon as you come in, you see you kind of have almost like this little waterfall countertop here with this little, they call it a shoe cubby, right? Or a shoe stash. So as soon as you come in, you have a little bit of space right there for a few shoes, nothing crazy. But then you get the drawers here as well. And I think this is really nice, not only for a catch-all, which is probably what this one would be, but the ones down below, whether you have, gloves, scarves, or just anything else you need quick access to before you head outside. Having that storage is great. Then you get a little bit more right up top here. As for the rest of the kitchen itself, you can see, of course, solid surface countertops as you would expect in a nicer fifth wheel. You get the workstation sink here as well. So you have the glass rinser, you have your soap dispenser, the high-rise pull-out faucet. This right here lets you flip between your different sprayer options. So you have like the vegetable rinser as well as the tray cutting board that's built in. And then, of course, we have this one here as well. Now, this is a little bit deceiving. I just want to point this out because this kind of looks like a power button. It says inverted here. This is not to work that outlet for the record. It's actually going to be a mechanical for your drain right down here. So this is going to be how, I don't know if you can see that actuate on camera, but that little switch right here is actually how you close that drain to be able to seal it so you can fill your sink up. So just an FYI in case you're wondering what that is and what that does. Dropping down underneath that, you'll see that you have some pretty good storage space here. Yes, you have your plumbing running through there, but still great storage. However, you don't have to put a trash can down there because they did give you space for one right here. And I always appreciate when manufacturers do that. Over to the side, I do want to point out that you have some additional drawers. Let me pull those guys out. Now, it's interesting. I understand why they did it, and you'll see they don't have any pulls on it, right? So there's like a little cutout right down underneath, so you are able to pull these out. I'm going to be honest, they are a little tough to pull out, but I understand why they did it, because if there's pulls here, you're constantly going to be hitting them as you're trying to use this countertop space. So it does make sense as to why they did it. Just so you know, to open them, like I said, stuff your fingers underneath. Just wanted to show that you have the 3-burner cooktop right here. You can see down underneath is your oven. Some storage there, as well as storage right over here to the sides. Just kind of want to point that out. Again, another inverted outlet. Storage all across the top, plus your convection microwave oven there. You do get electrical outlets on both sides, which I think is smart, so that way you can kind of decide where you want to put, your coffee maker, blender, electric griddle, whatever else you may be cooking on. You also see the large double door fridge freezer here. Open this guy up just to kind of give you an idea, right? So you have the freezer over to the left here. You can see the fridge over to the right. This one is going to be 12 volt, by the way, 16 cubic foot. So it'll run off your batteries, and with that 16 cubic foot, you will have more than enough cold storage. Moving over a little bit further, we'll see the huge pantry here in the kitchen. Like, you have a ton of space. I really like this. These shelves do lift. If you want to be able to lift them up and off, you can see that you have the sensor, the sensor right up there for the motion sensor light. So you have a couple different options there. And then right up top, a little bit tougher to reach. You might have to step on the stairs over to this side here, or just bring a step stool to be able to get up there. But at least they did add it, which I think is great. This is going to be for your AC, your thermostat there, and then your main controls, your lights, your slides, and then your awnings right down here. Of course, water pump is on there too, as is your tank monitoring panel. Now, if you recall, when we first entered, I mentioned this is a bath and a half floor plan. Right here is the half bath. And I like it just simply because the proximity to the outdoors. So you come in, you can walk right in here, use the bathroom, head right back out. You're not traipsing dirt throughout the entire RV. They did a good job angling the toilet here. I'll take a seat just to kind of show you as far as space, right? So if I sit down, you can see I have great leg space, plenty of room all around my shoulders here as well. I get the additional storage right up top, so if I want to put extra toilet paper, maybe some spray, something right up there. And then all the way up top, you can see you have a nice big 14-inch fan for obvious reasons. Over to the side here is going to be the control for that fan. You will also see that you have a sink here so you can wash your hands. It's not gross. We have to like go out to the sink or anything, or the kitchen to do it, right? You have it built right in. You also have the mirror so you can take a quick peek at yourself. You do have storage down below, but my favorite part is this. The fact that they have a cutout right here with a trash can. So they have, you know, built-in bathroom trash, which is something that I always talk about and something I always appreciate when there's space for it. But very few manufacturers actually plan space for it. It just happens to be enough space a lot of times. So I like that they actually intentionally put a trash can in there. Something else that is very, very rare is this. Folks, I have a full-length mirror. It is extremely rare to get a full-length mirror in an RV, be able to see yourself. I think this is a super cool feature, especially given the fact that this is mainly a couples coach and it is in the hall, kind of leading out of the bedroom space. And again, if you're someone who likes to, you know, be kind of done up to the nines, or more importantly, just, you know, want to make sure that you're looking good before you leave the RV, this one has a little like primp station we'll get to in a second. You have the full-length mirror. You have so much space here for your clothes. I think they absolutely killed it on the 36AK. Then moving into the bathroom, we can see here you get the nice big countertop. And again, right, space for a trash can. Not that, you know, there's a specific cutout or anything for it, but there is enough room there. This is not, I just want to point this out, folks, this is not a solid surface. This is going to be thermoformed, just so you know. That's not, you know, a deal breaker for me, maybe for some people. But again, when you're trying to look at keeping price point down, you know, they did put true solid surface in the kitchen, but in the bathrooms and the bedrooms, they went to a thermoformed countertop. I do like kind of the waterfall style faucet. Sorry, we did have a little bit of antifreeze in there. That's kind of dripping into the sink. That's what that pink stuff is. A little bit of storage over here to the side, but if we flip this camera around, you'll see right here is your linen closet, and that is where the majority of your storage is going to be. There's plenty of room here for, you know, your towels and everything else you need. Now, for the shower itself, at 6 foot tall, I definitely do have to duck to get in the shower, but once I am in it, you can see I have plenty of headroom, especially thanks to the skylight, which basically covers the entire shower. The hand wand is going to be here. You have some shelving built in. This shelf is actually useful. And here's a thing I really want to point out, folks. The reason I really, really like this shower, let me flip the camera back around, is this right here. This is a one-piece shower. Far too often, manufacturers will use a two-piece shower where you have like the surround and then a separate shower pan. And for me, when I think about that, it's just one extra place for the shower to leak, right? And it's like that water is the enemy of RVs. I want as few leak points as possible. So by having a one-piece, it helps eliminate that fear, helps me sleep a little bit better at night. Again, having a one-piece shower is just, it's a big one in my book. You see the vent fan up top, right? So again, nice 14-inch vent fan here. We have the toilet, foot flush lever toilet, porcelain bowl, as you'd expect. As for storage underneath the counter, I just want to show you this. This is huge. You have so much storage down there, plus a little bit of additional over to the side. And of course, we get this giant mirror here to be able to, again, just kind of, you know, make sure that we're looking good before we head out of our RV. Now, across the hall is going to be a huge wardrobe. You can see right here, you have all that hanging space. Of course, we have our doors here, so we can close this off naturally. You also have this additional little dresser here, right? Chest of drawers. And you have that outlet that is prepped for the inverter right in there. So this, I think, is super, super handy if you're planning on spending a lot of time in your RV. You know, if you're going out for the weekend, you probably don't need all this space, but if you're going to be staying for 2-3 weeks, maybe you're a snowbird and you need to be able to take, you know, a whole season's worth of clothes. This right here, this wardrobe is what will allow you to do that. Now, in the bedroom itself, you can see our king bed here, but the thing I really like that they've done is if we drop down, I really like what they did with the shelf. So this is not a huge shelf by any means. You can kind of see that there, but it's low enough. It's not up here where you're going to hit it like when you're sleeping in the middle of the night. So I do like that they dropped that down. And what they have done is right here is going to be a single outlet inverter. So even if you don't get the inverter on the rest of the coach, this comes standard. And the main reason for that is you can actually sneak your CPAP right underneath here, be able to plug it in and be able to use it on this side of the bed. And as a CPAP user, that is something I appreciate. I want a good night's sleep, whether I'm at home or I'm camping. And so that right there for me, again, is another big win. If we take a look at this wall, we'll see a little bit of additional storage here. Not exactly sure what you're going to put there just because it's not super deep. I'm curious. I know they had to do something, but let me know your thoughts on this. What are you putting here? I need some ideas. Let me know in the comments because, again, I'm trying to figure out how to use these spaces when I see them in the RV. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. You'll also see here is going to be your control for your second AC. As I mentioned, this one has two 18,000 BTU ACs. You're going to stay cool even on hot days. If we take a look at the foot of the bed, a couple things here as well. You have the nice big chest of drawers. Again, big dresser there. You will see that you have a large window with the blackout shade, but you also get this right here. Now, what is that for? Well, you may have guessed it. Hey, there's me. Right over here is going to be a projector. So that is going to be your screen. So that way when you are laying in bed, you can be able to watch whatever you want right here on this screen. Now, something else they did that I really, really like, and I actually talked to the product manager about this because I've seen a lot of these and they put them above the bed and they just have an HDMI cord. And I hate that they want you to just like plug it into a computer and just like set it on your bed. Like who wants to do that? I know I don't. So I was talking to the product manager, and what they did is they actually wired an HDMI port right over to here. So that way you can set your laptop here, plug it in, and it will run to the projector so you can watch whatever show you want right on your computer, assuming you have a laptop, of course. And I think that is a great idea. Or a Blu-ray player, whatever else you want, right? Throw a Blu-ray player right here. Maybe throw some Blu-rays in this storage space. Again, not super deep, a little bit deeper than the other one. But, you might be able to stack a few in there if you kind of have them facing this way, maybe like, I don't know, one or maybe two, three a shelf, something like that. Nothing crazy, but at least it gives you the opportunity to have a little storage space. You have an electrical outlet right there. Nice big mirror. You can see it kind of has the lights around it as well. Just kind of providing a little bit of additional lighting. And then underneath, man, there is huge storage down under here. I mean, you can see all that storage space, and that's going to be all the way across. Now, what you will also notice is they have this. They have like this little vanity desk, and I think this is pretty cool. So you have the pod you can sit on, be able to get ready. You have an electrical outlet there, so if you need to plug in a hair dryer, curling iron, you can do that. Right up top, you can see you have a little bit of space there, whether it's fingernail polish or some additional makeup, you have a spot for that. The only thing that's missing here is a mirror. You either have to use this one, or more than likely, right, just get like a little desk mirror here that, kind of has a magnification so you can see what you're doing. So again, when you kind of look all through this coach, and you look at some of the intentionality, some of the things they've done, I think the 36AK has definitely checked off a lot of boxes. They've done a lot of things right. It's a bath and a half floor plan, all that seating in the back, plenty of kitchen space. You have pretty good storage here as well, given the layout. Then you just have a ton of space up front. But obviously, it's not just about what we have inside, right? We want to make sure you have a quality built coach. So let's take a walk outside, and I'll show you some of the features out there too. All right, so let's get into some of the outside features of the Campsite Elite 36AK. So as I mentioned, right, it's gorgeous inside. We want to make sure it's built right, and they have definitely done that, starting with the chassis itself. First of all, I want to say, this is a large RV, folks. There's no doubt about it, right? You're like 13,500 pounds roughly dry as this one is equipped. So again, it is a large RV. So what have they done to help prevent things like frame flex, right? A dreaded word. Well, or I guess phrase, dreaded phrase. So it starts with the chassis itself. They use the X9 Titan chassis on here, and that's going to do a few different things for you. One, it is going to have a continuous main I-beam, right? So there's not going to be any breaks. There's not going to be any bolt togethers. It is going to be a single piece for maximum durability. Also, it has a 50,000 PSI I-beam on there. So, I mean, it has an incredible strength to weight ratio. In fact, with testing, it has showed that it is up to 25% less deflection to the frame. That's going to greatly help it reduce any kind of frame flex with the stress there. What else have they done to help reduce stress into the chassis? Well, they have installed quite possibly the best pin box on the market currently, which is the Curt Helix pin box. Again, this is going to help reduce vibration. It's going to help reduce the shock going into the coach. They say that this can be, again, up to, I think it was like 35% on this pin box that it can help reduce that. So, right off the bat, this is going to help absorb that. Plus, it's going to help with the bucking and chucking, which is like the starting and stopping of your tow vehicle. And it's going to help with the chassis right up front here. It's going to help with some of that. The forces aren't going to be quite as strong being delivered into the frame itself. They tied that in with the suspension. So it has the Ultra Ride suspension. I'll show you that when we get back to the tires here. But that also is it has like shock absorbers on there. So as you're going over the road, again, it's going to help reduce a lot of the vibration and shock going up into the frame. So not only does it look great inside, not only do you have a fantastic floor plan and amenities, but it is also well built. And so I certainly appreciate that. Kind of dropping down right underneath a few things right inside here, you will see that there is a spare tire so that in the event you have a blowout, it's nice and easy to access. It's also protected from the elements in here. And then over to the side, a couple different things I want to show. One is going to be the fact that this one has the solar built in, so you have the solar charge controller. You'll also see the battery disconnect there, so you can kill that, so that way it's not going to have that slow parasitic drain on the battery. Of course, docking lights are going to be right outside here. Making our way back a little bit further, this is going to be your propane. Open that up, you'll see that we have a 20-pounder. This is, if I have to give them one knock, this is probably it right here. The fact it comes standard with a 20 on this side, a 20 on the other. Again, if that's it, right? That's an easy fix. I mean, you're just going to buy two 30-pound tanks. Throw one in on each side. You're good to go. It has the leash latch system on here. So again, for your four-legged furry friend, you can just tie them up right there. So if you're at like a concrete site and you don't have a spot for your lead line, you can just tie them up right there, which is great. And then we get over into the storage, and holy smokes, look at all this storage. You have a ton of storage in this floor plan. You have the grip on the floor right here, and plus it's rubberized, so it's impact resistant. You can see that it comes with a few bins as well as straps to be able to tie those down. So you can load those up, tie them in, make sure that they're not going to go anywhere. Really cool other feature is right over to the side here. I'll pull this up. Take a look at this. Boom! You have a pull-out TV. So no longer do you have to worry about carrying a second TV, where you're going to store it for your outside TV. It is tucked away right there. It pulls over so that way you can watch it. Now, if I lift this up and pull it over here, that gives me access. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Hey, I did. That gives us access to this whole space. You can see the TV, just to give you an idea, just kind of sits like here, right? So it closes almost all this off, but again, it's just a simple, let me move that. There we go. It's just a simple movement right over here. And then you can get into your ice maker as well as the outside fridge. I certainly appreciate this. I'm a guy who personally likes some outside beverages. That gives me that opportunity. You'll also see the propane quick connect is going to be located right under there. So if you have a Blackstone Coleman griddle, you can hook that up. Spray port here as well. Then you will see the Suburban steps. These are arguably going to be one of the better steps in the industry currently. It probably has the best system for extending the legs. It's going to be a ratcheting system, which I like. And it has composite treads, so that way you don't have to worry about those rusting out on you at all. Coming up to the door, yes, this is going to be the tempered glass door. We're starting to see more manufacturers use this. Cherokee was one of the first here. A campsite kind of followed along with that. It does have a window cut out right there. And yes, you can get a thin shade so that you can block that window off for privacy at night. As you'd expect, you have a couple outside speakers, dual awning, one right here as well as one on the slide, so you're not losing a ton of camp space. You have all of that coverage. Now let me drop down and kind of take a look here. I do want to show you a few things. One, if you take a look right here, you will see that these have just like a very mechanical tire pressure monitoring system on there. So that's, if it's green, you're good to go. If it's red, you need air. Coming over to the side, I don't know if I can sneak the camera in here to see the shocks. There they are. So that's going to be your Ultra Ride suspension. You'll have shock on both sides, right, front and back. And as I mentioned, that's going to help absorb a lot of that shock as you're going down the road. You have these square tinted windows all the way around. They look great. They help keep UV out so that everything inside isn't getting quite as beat up by the sun's rays, because as we all know, UV is damaging to just about everything. Then you have another leash latch right back here. Coming around to the back, this is going to be another nice feature. Now, no matter what state you live in, you can use this as an accessory receiver. So if you have like a bike rack or something you want to stuff in there, you can do that. But you'll also see it has the flat 4 plug. So if your state allows, you can tow a boat or another trailer behind this. It does have a 3,000 pound capacity, or the hitch is rated for 3,000 pounds. So as I mentioned, if your state allows, please make sure you check your state as well as the limitations in your state, but you can possibly have a trailer there. Right up top is going to be a backup camera. This is a huge RV, it's a big fifth wheel. You want to make sure you have some additional vision. That is what that provides. As you would expect, 50 amp detachable power cord. I mean, folks, when you have two 18,000 BTU ACs, plus you have a fireplace, you're going to want 50 amp, and as you'd expect, this one comes with it. Kind of going back right over here, a couple different things. You see a termination right there, so that is going to be where you're going to hook up for your dumps. Tankless water heater, I don't think I mentioned that inside, does have tankless. Then this is going to be your wet bay here. So you'll see it's nice and easy. You have your fresh water as well as your city water inlets. Cable hookup and satellite are actually right up here. There you go, a little bit trickier to see. You'll see the winterization system right there, so nice and easy to winterize. You're just going to hook it up right there and it'll pump right through your system. Love easy winterization, especially as a guy that lives in Michigan. Another thing that I want to point out as we make our way right over here. Yes, as you would expect, this one has auto level. So a touch of a button, you can level everything out. And I think this is kind of cool. This post right here, they actually wired up electric. So not only is it helping for stability, but they actually made it functional. So that way you can plug things in, whether you have like a toolbox with a drill or something that you need to charge. I like the fact that, again, there's intentionality to it. They're like, okay, we have to build a support, but they didn't like the idea of just having a support there without any other functions. So like, how do we make this more functional? Let's run electric to it. They certainly didn't have to, but I think doing so, again, is just an added value. If you really like what you see here, folks, and I don't blame you, I think the 36AK is a great couples coach, and you want to know pricing or you want to know where you can pick one up, there is a link in the description. Simply just click on that link and it will take you to the nearest one. It will show you exactly how much it is, transparent pricing. This is a great coach. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and until next time, we'll see you.
Beautiful day to buy a camper. We're out here at Camping World in Buford, Georgia, under the great big American flag. You can't miss it. We're right off of 85, 2289 Rock Quarry Road here in Buford. Look us up online or come see us. When you get here, ask for J.R.V. Mitchell.
Oh no, I'm not in a 5-star hotel. I'm in your next fifth wheel. So, what's up? It's Chris Young. I was not expecting to be this impressed when I walked into the all-new Keystone Cougar 316 RLS, coming in at 35 feet 8 inches, roughly 11,100 pounds dry. I said this before about Cougar. They never left, but they're back. What they've done for 26, from the decor changes to the updates to the brand new water management system, which we're going to talk about once we get outside, really has made these coaches, to me, rocket back up to the first place spot. That's where they've been forever, and that's where they're going to be again this year. Now, this coach, to me, screams couples luxury. Everything that you want to take on the road from home, this one's going to have it, and more, including a bathroom that should wow you as soon as we get there. But I want to start right back here in this rear entertaining area. So rear livings, rear dinings, rear entertainings, to me, are pure couples coaches, but they give you a little bit of flexibility when it comes to sleeping additional people. For example, this one will sleep 4. You can opt for the booth dinette. You can sleep an additional person. But right here on the back wall, you'll see you got the overstuffed hide-a-bed sofa here. I love the end tables. I got larger cubby spots, and I got USB-C and A charging as well as 110 on both sides. All surrounded by gorgeous panoramic windows with the side skirting, the balances up top, and of course, the blackout shades. They even beveled my storage up top. with strut supporting with the frosted glass inlay. And these are shaker style cabinets. The one thing that they did this year too that I really like is the recessed LED lights. To me, that just looks so much cleaner than the puck lights. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about them too. Do you like the regular style? Do you like the recess? And while you're at it, please also click like, subscribe, and notify so the next time we do one of these, you're the first one to get it. But when you're rear living, you want to have some entertaining space as well. And take a look at this awesome, huge TV that they have on the swivel arm here. Sometimes in fifth wheels, it won't move. And I understand that because it's difficult, plus it's a little bit of an added expense to be able to put a swivel arm on here. But having the TV to where I can angle it to watch it from either the kitchen, the dining area, or back here, or across from me in my recliners is awesome. And it's right above my 4700 BTU fireplace. Now this is electric, it's got multi-flame setting and multi-light setting, but it does a really good job of knocking that chill off the air, whether it's the spring nights, the fall mornings, or vice versa. But what behind it is what really wowed me too. Let me point out the good stuff. You've seen hidden pantries before inside of RVs. Everybody's trying to maximize the space. But the thing that I think Keystone did that stands out in the Cougar line here is your shelf actually has a support lip on it. A lot of times it's just an open shelf. So stuff's gonna move in transit. When you open this up, it might fall out, making that camping experience not that great. So they gave me that. I got a spot down here. I got a good spot for my broom or my vacuum cleaner. I do have a power here. Plus I got my hangers and the motion sensing light. But most important to me was the fact that opening and closing this thing is so much easier than some of the other RVs I've been in. It's so much easier. Sometimes you got the little pull handle or you got the notch where you got to lift up and unlatch. I really do like this. The thing I like even more is right here. My cushion top overstuffed recliners. Now, this coach will sleep 4 people. That bed pulls out. You can easily get 2 adults there. This is probably where I'm sleeping when I'm going camping. I got the fireplace, I got the TV, I got the mountains in the background, and I got tremendous cross breeze thanks to these giant windows, not only behind me, but on both sides of the interior wall of the slide. Love that. And speaking of the slides, check out my flooring. This is one-piece Dynaspan flooring. What does that mean? One piece means there's not going to be any seams. The Dynaspan, for us science nerds, that is a polypropylene laminated fiberglass. It's going to help not only with temperature control, but it's also going to make sure you don't get any water permeating from the bottom. And your ducts are thermoplastic duct joiner supported. So what that means is when you're walking around here, you're not going to have the soft spots because of those duct joiners. And even your grates were upgraded. They used to be the little metal groove grates. Now you'll see they're kind of the flat slats, meaning if I drop something, it's not going to go down into the ductwork. Absolutely love that. What else do I love? This kitchen. So let's get to it. Want to set the mood? Let's get some accent lighting on your island kitchen. Solid surface countertops. The only thing I would suggest is Keystone next year. Scotty, I know you watch these, round the edges for me. Because if I do have the kids come in or if I'm clumsy, I can sometimes catch my pocket on these corners. I've done it. I know you're laughing, but it's true. I love the fact that we have the decorative accents to this. I got the LED light. I got some power outlets over here. But more importantly, look at the space. My trash can pull out with paper towel holder in my top drawer. You can even put a cutting board on there if you want to and then just kind of slide everything out. I got great space under my undermounted stainless steel sink. Gunmetal is a very nice touch with this kind of ember style decor that they have in here. And the gold accents on my pull down sprayer as well as my hot and cold controls, also very nice. But the storage, all of my drawers are glazed. They're full extension on drawer guides and they're heavily supported. Love the fact that I can put additional weight on there. And the fact that they also gave me a cutting board and a drying rack cover for my sink. Very nice touches to when you go camping. Are you going to be cooking the same stuff that you cook at home? Probably not. But would you like the opportunity to make a fancy meal once in a while? Sure. So having the storage space, the ability, but more importantly, the prep space and the feel to do it puts you in the mindset of wanting to have a better experience. I got the awesome ceiling fan. I got the awesome inlay here with my decorative LED sconces. And for my AC, you got an 18K BTU chill cube back there that does a killer job cooling this coach down. You also got another AC in the bedroom, Plus you got the max vent fan right there to help cool it down or move some of the stuff out. Then when I want to get some cooking, I got my 21-inch oven located right below my recessed 3-burner cooktop. And this I thought was awesome. I love grill grates because it's one piece, but more importantly, dude, if I got the pans and we're moving around, you've been here too, where sometimes you might knock it up again. You got those little ring cookers on your oven at home, you know what I'm saying? Now I can just move my pots and pans around. So if this one's simmering and this one's hot, whoop, 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 I'm not gonna be knocking it. So I like it because once again, I'm about that experience. I got my 1.3 cubic foot microwave here. Got some more beautiful storage, hideaway hinges, very nice touch, Keystone. The glazing on the shaker cabinets and the bevel also looks good. I don't know if you can tell it on the screen, but this just looks good. I got a pop-up power station with wireless charging. Got some more storage right down here, and even a pot and pan drawer. If I can open it, but I'm weak. And for my entertainment, you got the Bluetooth command center right here. This was a feature when it first came out I wasn't crazy about because I was like, I kind of like a panel. I want information. I want to see, but we're all using our cell phones and our tablets. So you don't need it there because you have it here. So that, very nice touch, and it's dual zone. Speaking of dual, how about a 16 cubic foot dual door fridge freezer combo? Yes, probably bigger than what you have at home. More importantly, better space, and it's got the fresh air filter in it as well. I got my pantry there. I got a pantry here. How much stuff you gonna bring with you on your camping trip? Ooh, Gordon Ramsay, I better be talking to you right now because that's a lot of storage. But this thing is also temperature rated 0 to 110 degrees. So depending on where you're at, this is a 4-season coach. With the construction that they have in here, the lamination, the insulation, the climate shield, the reflective barriers, the astrofoil barriers, I could see this being set up somewhere like a beach, a lake, the mountains, and it's your vacation home. Skirt it, set it up, get the wheels off the ground. I could absolutely see it being that way, and I think they set the storage up for you to do that way. Then they added some beautiful accents, like crown molding up above my storage and buffet / coffee station right here. Love the touch there, the recessed lights, even the LED accent light on top. Then they even did some nice fit and finish around the edges by giving me some molding there. So that when I'm sitting here at my, I'm gonna say this, and it's not gonna be the right term, but hopefully you'll follow me, my multiversal style dinette. We're gonna get there. Ryan shaking his head, but trust me, we're gonna get there. It's freestanding. I got the bench seat, which also has storage on it. But I could enjoy not only the views, but the beautiful accents that I have inside of my home away from home. They even gave me a little LED sconce above my head. Dig this, but then maybe if I needed to do some work, I could easily turn this dinette into a 2-seater, or more importantly, now it is a workstation. I even can use this slot here to store some stuff, maybe my keyboard, my mouse, whatever, when I'm not using it. But having the versatility to be able to do that, absolutely awesome. Having my coworkers be jealous of me taking the Teams call right here while I'm looking at the beach. Yeah, I want to say something, but I can't because this is PG-8. Now let's go check out that awesome bathroom. Come on. Well, yeah, because TVY7 is for the little kids. It's a thing. I'm creating new things. I'm creating new experiences for my people, Ryan. Yes, they do. But you know what they do need? They need a remote control for their air conditioner, because why not? I got nothing for that other than, yeah, why not? As we make our way up to the front cap of your 316 RLS, this is where you're going to see your info panel. Now, your command center allows you to run out your 3 slides, opposing slides in the living area. I love it. But you can also check your tanks. Check my battery, my fresh, my black, my fresh tank is full. And it's a big tank. You got a 75-gallon fresh, 76-gallon gray, and 38-gallon black. Plus you got 12-volt tank pads on these bad boys. Those heaters are also smart heaters. So once you get above 40 degrees, they'll cut off. Love the fact that they have that. And we're going to talk a little bit about the construction and the insulation once we get outside, but they stepped it up this year. Love what they did. Gorgeous steps, solid handle. Then I come into this. Could it have been a double vanity? Sure. But the fact that I have solid surface countertops all the way around, huge backlit mirror, fan, towel holder, window here, drawers, tons of space. I don't even really need a medicine cabinet with all these drawers and storage space. Then I got the decorative high-rise porcelain bowl with the foot flush, linen storage here, grab and go right there, tankless water heater. Love the gunmetal, love the placement, the spacing, the whole nine. 2 people can still get in here and get prepped. And then if you need to take a shower, the bathroom is so deep, you got a walk-in glass enclosed shower with the bench seat, corner notches, skylight, and the Oxygenics upgraded shower head. Now, I know you got a 75-gallon fresh tank on this bad boy, and that's awesome. This is going to make you feel like you got a 90 or even higher because it reduces the amount of water, but adds pressure behind it to give you more water pressure without using as much water. Very nice touch. And the raised lip means it's not going to spill out when I come out. I don't know who showers with the door open other than me, but if you're like me, there you go. Beautiful. I love the fact that here in my primary suite, I got a king size bed in its own slide. I got USB charging. I actually got 3 outlets over here, which is a very nice touch. The shelf up there, I don't know if it really fit a CPAP machine, maybe a travel CPAP, but nice feature, the fact that it's raised up. I got windows on both sides, and you got strut supported storage underneath right there. You even have your own separate AC in here with your own HVAC controls right there. Got the chest of drawers, boom, boom. I got my washer dryer prepped closet here. Then my mirrored ward right here with the hanger bar. Now, what I really like about this, and you also have a laundry basket over here, which, you know, we'll try to put a clip in for you. But the thing I like about this is a lot of times it's just a round bar. This is a curved bar, so the hangers will do a little bit better, but the addition of the light really, to me, is a nice touch. The addition of the window, the TV backer, as well as your smart TV connector, all right here with your inverted outlet, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second. But the smart connector to me was also an awesome Keystone innovation. What that means is whether it's cable, whether it's satellite, you get to the campground, you don't want to figure out what's what because you've been on the road all day, just plug it in. The receptacle is going to know. It's a smart receptacle. Then add the fact that a lot of your outlets in here are inverted. The Keystone Cougar 316 RLS comes with the Solar Flex package on it. So you got a 200-watt solar panel up there. You got a pure sine wave inverter in the storage up front. And you can upgrade those panels. Very nice. But I know what you're thinking. Chris, what if the kids are being crazy and we need to take their cell phone away from them and hide them? The RV doesn't have a good hiding spot like my home does. If only we had a hidden... Oh, I got it right there. Love the hidden storage. If you want to protect the goods, maybe you have your own, personal whatever you want to put in there. It doesn't look like it opens like some manufacturers will have, like the lip, lift here type of thing. Love how this is built in. More importantly, I love how it's actually truly secure. And here we are on the outside of your gorgeous Keystone Cougar. Now, this is a premium fifth wheel 316 RLS. Let's start right up front. Couple of things I want to point out here, starting with this Kurt Helix hitch. This is a awesome fifth wheel hitch, not only because of the max turn radius you're going to get thanks to the way it's designed, but this coil is really going to help not only smooth out that toe, but stop that chucking and bucking that you might see. You'll also see, well, you probably can't because the sun's on it now, but that's a dotless LED running light. So it's just a clear light, not like what you're used to seeing. Plus you got the key shield cover on this automotive front cap here, which is wrapped all the way around the side. And you got barriers in here as well as some awesome construction, which I'm gonna talk to once we get down to the door. But whenever you see a fifth wheel or even any RV where they wrap that front cap all the way around, that's not only gonna help with temperature control and water permeation, but that's a calling card that they built a good coach. Underneath, you'll see we got the storage box, got your spare tire right here. And you got your Gigi box, as well as your solar charge controller, your disconnect for your solar panel, and your Gigi box disconnect. So if you wanted to, you could cut this off, leave that on, and that solar flex panel that we have on top will still trickle charge these batteries. And right there is your pure sine wave inverter. That's what's going to power all that stuff like the refrigerator, from having all the juice that you have in here. And of course, you can take that spare tire out and put a Jenny in there if you wanted to. But probably the most important thing you're going to get on any RV is going to be TPMS. This is already set up for it. Now, they got some special features on those wheels and tires I'm going to talk about here in a second. But before I do, hang with me. You got your twin 30-pound LP tanks, one on each side. you'll see you got the gorgeous 80% tint on those sealed safety windows, and the sheen that they have, the coating that they have on their fiberglass not only looks good, the white's gonna help with that temperature control, reflecting that heat, but it's also coated so that the graphics won't fade. Add that to the fact that all my luggage doors are keyed alike. My pass-through storage is heated, rubberized floor. Got my LED light there. Got my awning controls here. USB charging, cable, inverted outlet, secured connector. So if I wanted to set the TV up here, I absolutely can. I got the plastic steps, the safety rail handlebar lead me into my friction hinge door. Giant awning, LED lights on both. Pretty much full coverage on the campsite for the awnings. But the Climate Guard and the HyperCore that Keystone has put on here, love how they went to HyperCore. What is that? Well, let me talk to you about the construction. You got this awesome fiberglass exterior right here. Behind that is a HyperCore composite wall. That is a graphite composite. Unlike Luan, it's not going to give you off-gassing. You're not going to have any water permeation. Then you got that aluminum frame superstructure. Foam insulation, bam, another HyperCore and your wall. Awesome. Could be 4-season coach depending on where you're at, but temperature rated 0 to 110 degrees. Heated and enclosed underbelly. I got these awesome H-rated tires. That's great, but they also have ABS on them. Add that to the fact that you got the Dexter Wet Bolt Easy Lube 6,000 pound axles on there and the Ultra Ride suspension. Not only is that a safe, good tire, it's set up for TPMS. You got anti-lock brakes on it, and the suspension, it's going to give you a much smoother tow. Got the True Fit slides right here. Windows, love it. And then you got your Watch Guard 50 amp plug right here. What's cool about this is you'll know how you're doing because you got your ground indicator as well as all your other indicators. You got your 2-inch receiver hitch with the 300 pound capacity on it. So if you want to throw the bike racks back there, you want to put the Jenny, you can. Backup camera prep, rear ladder, come around to the off-camp side. The second of my opposing slides in that living area, absolutely love it. And your terminations. And I like how these are forward of my axles as well. And one thing that you probably can't see is you do have the Lippert ground control on here as well. That's an automatic 4-point leveling system on this. And your tanks, don't forget, you got 75-gallon fresh tank. That's probably one of the biggest you're gonna find on fifth wheels, especially in this class. 76 on your gray, 38 on your black. External command center with shower, waterization, connection, tank flush. Right there is my Key TV multi-source connection. You do have a ZAMP quick connect too. So what that is if you want to bring those briefcase solar panels along, plug it in right there. That's going to help trickle charge that battery. Your dumps, your storage right here is your electronic leveling. But this is what I was really proud of the Keystone folks for doing. This right here is your water management center, which means you can shut off one thing versus having to shut off the whole entire thing. You got a leak in the sink, come cut this off, fix it. You don't have to worry about stopping the water, making sure, people, oh no, don't use the bathroom, don't wash your hands, don't shower, don't flush the toilet. All the water's turned off. No, bam, water management system right there. Not only makes it so much easier to fix things that do happen, but if you need to winterize or you just want, hey, we're not gonna be using the kitchen, cut it off. Love that. Absolutely love that. Tip of the hat to the Keystone folks. I'm not going to walk under there because I got a giant head. Yes, I am. And your info panel right here. This is where you come to see how much does the coach weigh. So unloaded, we're at 11,140 pounds. Gross, we're at 12,900. So roughly 1,800 pounds of cargo carrying capacity. But here's the thing. I've said it numerous times. You let me know what you're driving, where you want to go camping, and how many people you want to camp. I'll help you find the RV that you want. Just put interested in the comments down below. One of my team members will